What's going on, guys? Nick Lesagore here, Exit 12 Homebrew in the house. That's probably the first time that I've done that behind the camera. I've been brew tubing probably 3, 4, 5 years now. Anyway, Saturday afternoon, I'm in the brewery. Nothing on TV, but I'm gonna have to put something on. I've been cleaning for a while, and the reason why I've been cleaning is because I purchased some new equipment on Facebook Marketplace. For one, I got a used bucket blaster, so I'm testing that out right now. And with that, I got 2 SS Brewtech 7-gallon fermenters with, I believe this is a temperature probe outlet, and then the tri-clamp fittings up top. So I got 2 of those. And what I really was looking for, what I really was excited about, are 2 fermentation chambers, I should say. They could use some cleaning, so I will be giving these a rub down, sip, and if you think that one's bad, you should see that one. I have already tested this one out. The power does work. I'm gonna have to mess around with the controller a little bit. But the cool thing about the controller being an STC 1000 is I have an STC 1000 for my normal fermentation chamber. The second round weekend mulching blonde ale is currently cold crashing. So yeah, there it is. Now, I'll be kegging that tomorrow because I'm brewing tomorrow, actually. My homebrew equipment is all clean. As I said, I'm cleaning out this grain storage container. I need to figure out where I'm gonna put those 2 fermentation chambers. What I'm thinking is along this wall here. Eventually, if I upgrade my keezer, what I might do anyway is move my fermentation chamber fridge, my firm fridge, over here with those 2 keezer fermentation chambers. But I'm gonna have to move my grain mill. So as you can see, I don't know if anyone has noticed, but what I'm gonna do, this is where I usually have my sparging station. What I'm gonna do is flip it against this wall. And I think I'm gonna take my grain crusher, my grain mill, and I'm gonna put it over here as well. My biggest thing is power. I have a neighbor that does electric, but I know it's gonna be a little bit of a process for him to come over and wire it the way I want. So I think this will work for now. And this is all dependent, really. I'm gonna need new electric if I get a new keezer. Like this kegerator is great, it's a 3-tap, but I wanna upgrade to have more taps. The guy I bought all this stuff off of had a 7-tap keezer. The thing was beautiful, beautiful. But when I got there were fruit flies everywhere. We opened up the top. He hadn't brewed in 3 years. There was beer in the line still from 3 years. I just don't have the time to put into restoring it. Otherwise I would have taken it because I had to restore my 3-tap kegerator. And that took me hours and hours. I just don't have that time right now, unfortunately. So for the 2 keezers, for the 2 fermentation chambers, for the 2 SS brew buckets, and for my trusty new handy dandy brew bucket, or bucket to clean, that came with the pump and everything. It was $200, so a pretty good deal. So I'm excited. As long as this fermentation chamber works, as long as the fridge turns on, then it would have been a fantastic deal. I'm gonna get 2 heaters, 2 space heaters for these, because the way he's heating, the way he was heating is through this method. Paint can and a light bulb, which I thought was one of the most unique but irresponsible methods to heat something up that I've ever seen. I don't know much about electronics or anything, but I know when he showed me that, I immediately got nervous. I'm just gonna buy a couple of $15, $20 heaters, you know, space heaters, small ones, just like that. and we'll be good to go because that does the job quite well. So yeah, I need to start cleaning this stuff. I am exhausted from I've already cleaned the brew buckets, and I'm testing out the keg cleaner now. So I need to start wiping these things down. Okay, it's a few days later. I went on the handy dandy trusty website known as Amazon with my Prime membership, humble brag, and I purchased a couple different options for ceramic heaters for the freezers, the Keyser freezer, chest freezers is the word I was looking for. The first one is from Kim Viento. Bam. 350 watt heater. And then this one is from Amazon Basics, and this is a 500 watt heater. So I got two of these and one of these. I want to test them out. I'm going to be returning one either way because I only need two. But we're going to throw these in. I have a unit right now that needs to be heated up. So let's try the Amazon one first and see how it turns out. One of the reasons why I bought different ones, I don't know what the cord length is. You need some good length here to plug into the back of the STC 1000. And it's pretty far down. I'm going to have to put these units. And so I want to be able to make sure I have enough length to do that. And also size. This one is 4.13 inches by 3.62 inches. And this one, it doesn't say it here initially, but I actually think this one might be a little bit bigger. I'm sure you're really interested in that. Let's see how these things work. So I also meant to mention, I'll leave links for this stuff in the description of the video in case anybody else is interested. But this one, it's got some size to it. So I'm a little concerned that it's going to be too big for the unit, just in terms of where I'll be able, the options where I'll be able to put it. But at 500 watts, it should heat up the unit relatively quick. I'm also a little concerned that the plug here is going to be too short. And ultimately, what I really want to do is I want to be able to close the chest freezer without any issues. Should back up. I've been brew tubing for years. I know better. Okay, take a look. Our target is 68. I'm going to change that. Set HY, RN, RP. Looking for TH for thermometer. $68, 70. Set point SP. I think that's how you do it, but regardless, I keep forgetting. There should be a TH option, like a thermometer. But this is going to cycle through. We're sitting at 66.5, whether it's 68 or 70 is irrelevant. What we want to do is when I turn it on, we want this thing to start working, because it's plugged in right now. Okay. Yeah, it's immediately pushing out heat. The red light is on. Let's see if this fits in the unit. Now my concern is that the heating, I have it set at a ½ degree differential. So the fridge will come on when it reads that it's too hot. So I set it for 75. It shut off, it's still climbing. This is also the other concern with using a stronger heater. Is that we were it went up about 3 degrees above the set point. Here's our and now it's definitely hot. Okay, so we got the fridge coming down to that 75-degree set point. It's off. And then once a ½ degree is hit, the heater will pop on. Boom. See it moving? So it moves up and down within 2 degrees each way. It looks like 2 or 3 degrees. Having a heater that's not as strong actually may be more helpful. Okay, here's a 350 watt heater from Conviento. I do like this one better. I like the white, and it is smaller. So we'll try this one. Now the interesting part is you see it's not heating up as quick, which is actually, I think, what I want. That 500 watt heater was just ramping right through, and it's not to say that the whole unit was 75 degrees, where it ended up getting up to 78, but the probe was reading 78. So we're going to wait for this to get up close to 75, and we'll see what the overage temp is. So we'll see how far over it goes. Yeah, so just about a degree it went up on the override. So we were shooting for 75, it went up to 76.4, and now it's starting to kind of waver between 4 and 3, so that means that the fridge popping on, the chest freezer popping on, now that the temp will start to come down. So I'll take that. I'll take that kind of 1 degree overage. Okay, so here's the deal. When you're doing a YouTube channel the way I am, it's important to be honest with things, to give a real life kind of look into some of the difficulty. And also it makes it more relatable, right? So what happened was I'd recorded a whole video on heating mechanisms, namely portable like desk heaters. Electric heaters, similar, pretty much the same thing as what I use in my fridge fermentation system. Now, it was great because I had 2 options. I tried both options. The Amazon option was too powerful, 500 watts. It got too hot too quick, and so the temperature shot right up. And having it at a 1/2 degree hysteresis, a 1/2 degree temperature correction, basically the thermometer waited until it got over a 1/2 degree before the heater shut off and the fridge turned on. I ended up being 3 degrees over on each side. So the other heating option at the time was a great option. Well, come to find out, I come downstairs, it's not working. So either the heater broke, or the second option, it had a safety built in that allowed it to shut off if it gets too hot. Understanding of that safety feature, the problem is I need something that's consistent that maybe, I don't know, doesn't have that safety feature or whatever. Whatever the case, I'm back with more options. More options from a portable desk heating perspective. So if you've been following long enough to Exit 12 Homebrew on my YouTube channel, you know I try to keep it real and I try not to fake the funk, as they say. The reality is this is the 3rd recording and the 5th heater option that I'm utilizing for my 2 chest freezers here to my left. What had happened was the other heaters at different wattages, 500, 350, whatever the case may be, were all I had issues either with them heating too quickly and heating the unit up, because the reality is the chest freezers are smaller units, so they heat up very quickly, and the wattage and the strength heats up the unit quickly. So what it'll do is it overshoots my target temperature by 3 degrees, and then the cooling mechanism, which is the freezer, turns on and brings it down 2 or 3 degrees. And it kept going up 3, down 2, up 3, down 2. It would either do that, or the heating option that I got that had an adjustable wattage, essentially thermostat, would just randomly shut off. And then I had heaters that in general would just shut off with or without that temperature, without that little thermometer back and forth to set the wattage. So what I did was I scoured the internet and I found on Amazon 2 heaters that are 200 watts, which is the same wattage and the same company that makes the heater that is in my fermentation fridge, my big fermentation fridge, and it works fantastic. So my hope is 3rd recording, 5th heater option is a charm for these. So let's unbox them and let's take a look. I'm gonna plug this in. It's currently saying heat. Heater is on. Can already feel it's not as strong, so hopefully this will be helpful. Now what I want to do is I'm gonna set it set point. We'll do 55 degrees. With the hysteresis, we'll do 0.2. The hysteresis is the amount of degrees that it'll go up or down before the heater or cooler turns on. And let's see how well it does at heating. Okay, we're shooting for 55 degrees. The hysteresis is at 0.02. We'll see how much this overshoots. I'm currently taking, I have my stopwatch on. Once it gets to 55, I'll shut it off. Okay, so to get from 51 degrees to 55 degrees, it took 2 minutes and 7 seconds. And we'll see how much this goes up. First on. We set it at 55 degrees. We're going to reorder right now. First turning on. I hope this doesn't get over 3 degrees. A slower heating at 200 watts, in theory, should not get me to 3 degrees. I should not be hitting 59 degrees. Currently sitting at 56.4. And now we're starting to go down a little bit. So we were just under 1.5 degrees before we started going down with the fridge turning on, which is a big improvement from the 3 degrees we were at with 500 watt units and 350 watt units.